Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Arthur the King. I love Tuesdays because Tuesdays when it all comes out on streaming, right? So this just came out on streaming on Amazon Prime, and I'm excited to see it. So I'm not going to wait till the weekend. It's a busy weekend anyway. I don't know when you're watching this, but the NFL draft is coming up, so I'll be busy. Won't be able to watch everything I want to watch. So we're watching Arthur the King, and it's about an adventure racer who adopts a stray dog named Arthur to join him in an epic adventure race. Okay, whatever. 7.1 on IMDb. Surprisingly, only 4,586 people have seen this. My mother-in-law actually had seen it. She said she really enjoyed it. I'll take that for what it's worth. Mark Wahlberg. Bam. I'm going to watch it, obviously. I am. I don't know about you. Simu Liu. He looks familiar, but I don't know. The name doesn't. Here's another one. Nathaniel Emmanuel, right? I know who she is, right? I've seen her in a lot of different things. Now her picture, she must have changed her picture on IMDb. I don't know how much that happens. But that's not the picture I know of her, right? I was like, okay, that must be a different girl. And I clicked on it. As soon as I clicked on it, I see the girl that I normally know. So, I don't know. She's in it as well. And, I don't know. I don't know how much that happens. How many people change your IMDb picture, but who cares? Let's get into it. Let's find out what it's about. Give you a better idea. Let you know what I think. I'm excited. Anything with Mark Wahlberg, I'm gonna watch. I mean, yeah. All right, stick around. I'll let you know. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Arthur the King, and really good, fun movie. Here's the thing. I don't think this is a spoiler, but it didn't say it in the beginning, in the IMDb, and it didn't say it in the beginning of the movie. But I assume this based on a true story, right? And it seemed like it had to be based on a true story the whole way I was watching it, right? But again, it didn't pop up, and maybe I blinked and I didn't see it, I didn't read it, whatever. But at the end of this movie, they show the words and the pictures of the actual people. So, with that said, the wife of Mark Wahlberg in this, her name was Juliet Rylance. Her name is Helen, and her character's name, spot on. When I see the pictures at the end of it, like, she was spot on, looked like the wife of the actual guy. Mark Wahlberg, the guy who he played, which his name was Michael. Whatever, like, right? I mean, like, does that matter? But she looked a lot like it. So I thought it was a really good story. I thought it's like I want to say like The Amazing Race, but these, really, like, and it's like, you want to feel like you're not doing anything with your life, watch a movie like this, because, these people, 4-man team, 3 men and a woman, I guess it's a co-ed thing, right? They go over 50 miles over 5 days in a race to get there. And it's like, you have to get from checkpoint to checkpoint, and it doesn't matter which way you get there as long as you get there. So that created a lot of fun. You have like a navigator, and you have, all these other things. And I was just like, wow, it's pretty cool, like, just to see them. And he's kind of like retired for a little bit, and decides he's going to do one last race, and gets this team together. As they get this team together, and it's in the Dominican Republic, a dog comes out of nowhere and starts kind of, following them, and kind of becomes part of the team. And so they're running this race with a dog, and there's hardships throughout the entire 5-day race, as you can think, and it just becomes a heartwarming, endearing story. But it was good without the dog, I thought, but the dog added the extra flair that made it even better. And I don't know what else. Oh, I had some notes real quick. I did. What was I going to say? So there is a part where it's a little ridiculous. This is the notes I took. Not that great. But, I mean, like, to get from A to B, I don't know how much of this story is actually true. The zipline thing, right? So if you've seen it, I'm not going to explain it, but the zipline thing seems a little hard to believe. And I get it, taking the zipline, that's fine. But, what happens in that whole ordeal, and then their solution, he just unhooked and hooked. Couldn't she have done the same and just, why did she have to go I don't know. Not to spoil it for you, but and then I guess I'll talk about the other piece at the end because I don't want to spoil any more. But ultimately, very exciting movie. I was very emotional. I wasn't very emotional. It could be an emotional type movie. Of course, you're rooting for his team. You're rooting for the dog. And there's a lot that goes into it. It's hard to talk without saying spoiler alert. So I'm going to talk a little bit more openly because now I'm stumbling. I'm not going to ruin the ending, but a little bit more spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. The one thing I wanted to say before was, can you put a dog underneath the plane, right? Like I've seen people take them onto the plane and I see them go into cages and put them underneath. Can people go under there? Like I hear people can't, right? And then, or like somebody stowaways and they could die, whatever. But if a dog could go under there, why can't people? And then why couldn't he? You know, that was one thing. The zip line thing that I was referencing, like he hooked and went around her. Why couldn't she just unhook and do the same thing rather than hook onto his bike? Why didn't anybody else see that coming? But, you know, that was just two of the things that I wrote down. Otherwise, very intense, you know, edge of your seat kind of thing. You're rooting, you're rooting, you're rooting. I feel very lazy for watching this film. Every night I make a movie review. This guy's and his team, and what was it, 54 teams I think they said. So 54 times 4, I'm not even doing the math, 200 and some odd people are trekking 450 miles. I mean, there's paddling. It's like Iron Man kind of in a sense, but they're running, they're paddling, they're biking, you know, there's zip lining, everything like that. But I was also thinking to myself, is this a Disney film? It really felt like more of a Disney film when you see it. And I also recognized last night that I say a lot, so I apologize. In the end, I felt this movie was very entertaining, and Mark Wahlberg is always really good, and that's all you need. And the dog makes it worthwhile. It is an adventure to watch everything that they go through. Nathaniel, she was great. There I am again. Man, I'm having a hard time. I apologize, but you know, her whole thing and the backstories on the individuals were very short, more about Mark Wahlberg than it was everybody else, so would have liked to seen a little bit more backstories and all of them, but really it comes down to the dog and Mark, so worth the watch. I'm glad I got to see it. A 7, so I'm close to a 7. It is a 7.1, and I am surprised more people haven't seen this film. I think if maybe everybody else knew it was based on a true story, more people might flock to it. I don't know what draws people to movies, but Mark Wahlberg draws me to the movie, and the dog should make you like it. There you go. That's what I got for you. I don't know if I was helpful at all, but really working on my ums. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.